The waves were not just crashing against the rocks. They were swallowing every hope of getting back. When the private helicopter vanished into the storm clouds, the last thing the CEO heard was the pilot shouting that they had lost control. And then silence. Just endless ocean, a broken shoreline, and an island that did not exist on any of her company maps. She stood there soaked, frozen, her expensive coat useless against the rain. A woman who controlled a billion-dollar tech company in Toronto was now staring at a reality where no money, no influence, and no authority meant anything. And she was not alone. A few meters away stood a man she would have never spoken to in her normal life. A single father. His clothes were simple, his hands rough from work, his expression calm in a way that annoyed her more than the situation itself. He had been one of the maintenance contractors on the expedition, someone she barely noticed before the crash. His name was Daniel, and with him was his daughter, a little girl no older than 8, clutching his jacket tightly, trying not to cry. The first night was the hardest. The CEO wanted solutions. Phones, signals, rescue plans. She kept pacing, demanding answers as if the island itself would respond to her authority. Daniel, on the other hand, stayed quiet. He built a small shelter using fallen branches, checked the tide, and made sure his daughter stayed warm. "You're not even trying to find help fast enough," she snapped at him. Daniel didn't argue. He simply said, "Panic doesn't get us off this island. Survival does." That line irritated her more than anything. But by the second day, the reality began to settle in. There was no signal, no rescue team, and the food from the wreck supplies was running low. The island was beautiful in a haunting way: green cliffs, cold beaches, and silence that felt too heavy to be natural. The CEO, whose name was Evelyn, finally stopped talking and started watching. She noticed how Daniel always gave his daughter the bigger portion, how he checked the water source before drinking, how he stayed calm even when his hands were bleeding from building shelters. And slowly, something unfamiliar began to replace her frustration: respect. On the third day, a storm hit again. This one worse than the first. Their shelter collapsed. The wind tore through everything they had built. Evelyn found herself holding onto a rock, terrified for the first time in years, not of failure, but of not surviving at all. It was Daniel who pulled her and his daughter into a cave nearby. He shielded them both as the rain roared outside. "I can't do this," Evelyn whispered, her voice breaking. "I can't die here." Daniel looked at her, not with judgment, but understanding. "You're not going to die here," he said. "You've been solving billion-dollar problems. This is just another one. Just smaller tools." That made her laugh weakly through tears. The first real human emotion she had allowed.